You've probably seen them around town, tall yellow boxes, donation bins for clothes and shoes.
The charity claims your donations serve a need in poor third world countries, but we found that's not the whole story. Yesterday, we told you how Planet Aid accepts used clothes and shoes, but instead of donating those items, the charity sells them by the bundle to wholesalers. They do donate, though, some of that money to projects in developing countries, but not much, only 23%, according to the American Institute of Philanthropy. After weeks of trying to contact the organization but having our emails and phone calls unreturned, 49 News decided to make a surprise visit to their regional headquarters in Kansas City, Missouri. 49 News reporter Gina Terlizzi explains how Planet Aid reacted to our surprise visit and their explanation for where the money they raise ends up.
I'm Gina with KTKA-49 ABC News in Topeka. We've left a couple messages and made a few phone calls, but nobody's returned our calls. So, we thought we'd just stop by and try to get a couple questions answered. Much to our surprise, after weeks of unreturned phone calls and emails, the staff at Planet Aid agreed to answer our questions. This is Lawrence Muntali, the operations manager for Planet Aid's Kansas City headquarters, and Amanda Irvin, assistant operations manager. According to the American Institute of Philanthropy, only about 23% of the money that is raised through these actually ends up going to these certain services.
Right. A lot of that is that it costs a lot of money to be able to collect clothes and to recycle clothes and to have a space like this, and to most of where the money is going is to operating costs to keep the thing going, and so then anything that's left after that is what goes to the programs.
So it's not going to profits for the company's bottom line?
No. We're still a not-for-profit.
Planet Aid is a nonprofit under their umbrella parent company, Humana People to People. Humana operates several other nonprofits in the United States like Gaia and Use Again. But Humana also runs for-profit businesses, clothing stores like Garson & Shaw Incorporated. So when Planet Aid takes in your donations, they sell them wholesale to for-profit organizations also run by Humana. The charities then donate some of the money to projects in developing countries, and the stores sell the clothes for a profit. But Amanda says that doesn't jeopardize the good work the charity does. Is it an operation that you believe in?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
And she believes the proof is in what they've accomplished. She says the money raised here at the Kansas City headquarters goes to programs in Malawi. That's where Lawrence is from. He goes back twice a year. And do you feel like the contributions that Planet Aid is making life better?
Yeah, exactly. 100%. We are starting new projects in many countries. Every time I go there is something starting in a village or in a community. So there is a very big impact on whatever we're doing here.
But giving just 23% might still seem low. The global charity Oxfam gives 74%, UNICEF 84%.
I think a really big international organization like Oxfam gets a lot of direct donations. I mean, people leave estates to Oxfam. That doesn't really happen with Planet Aid. All of the money that we have that goes to these projects comes from the fundraising that we do through the clothing recycling.
Amanda admits the charity might be less appealing to those who prefer to keep their donations local, but she says Planet Aid serves a different and unmet need in the community.
I think Planet Aid boxes, because they are unmanned and because they're all over the place, I think it provides a place for people who wouldn't normally donate things, who would normally just throw them away.
Gina joins us on the set now with more on this 49 News investigation. Now, Gina, it sounds like Planet Aid has some questionable relationships with several different organizations.
Well, that's right, and some of these groups are tied to Tvent, a business whose founders have been charged with fraud and money laundering in Europe. Now, a national representative of Planet Aid says those charges have been dropped, but questions still remain about the legitimacy of Tvent and the organizations that do business with it. Now, I also want to point out that after we aired part one of our investigation yesterday, we received this email from the president of the American Institute of Philanthropy. That's a charity watchdog group that gave Planet Aid the F. He says that the money the company does not spend on projects just goes to pay for the charity's overhead and operating costs. Ben and Jana.
All right, thanks for the information, Gina.